Miss Judson watched me expectantly, arms folded, fingers tapping the elbow of her neat tweed suit. This was the tricky bit to explain. I had aimed the telescope somewhere that was strictly off-limits that morning, and I knew as much. But it was the cat's fault. When I didn't see Mr. Ham, I did what any good investigator would do. I looked for clues, and I found some. The pot on Miss Woodhouse's balcony was overturned, that great heavy planter thing, and Peony was digging in it. You know how Miss Woodhouse hates it when the cat disturbs anything, especially her flowers, so I tried to shoo her away. Please tell me your attempt involved smoke signals or perhaps telepathy? Now you're being ridiculous. I used my slingshot. Miss Judson closed her eyes. This tale gets better and better. I hit the French doors and a pane broke. Only a little one. I'll pay for it with my allowance. Mr. Ham always keeps spares. But nobody came out. She leaned against the banister, looking ever so slightly relieved and intrigued. That is strange. Not even her maid. Not for ages. And then she just poked her head round the door and made sure it was closed and the curtains drawn. She looked nervous. The word I'd used in my notes was furtive, but Miss Judson occasionally accused me of getting carried away. And that's when you called the police? I turned my toe against the rose on the carpet. Not exactly. I thought they might all be sick. You remember the Holyrood arsenic poisoning last year? So I went over to check on them. Oh dear Lord. That maid killed 6 people. Miss Judson crouched beside me on the stairs. Myrtle, this is really going too far. I'm starting to worry about you. You can't honestly think little Trudy or anyone at Redgrave's did something so, she groped for a word, incredible. No, although arsenic murders had been on the rise again lately. But something was wrong over there. I knocked and no one answered. Mr. Ham wasn't home either. Miss Judson pursed her lips and gazed past my head. I could tell she was sorting through possible responses. And it didn't occur to you to tell anyone? She finally said, somewhat faintly. She remembered as well as I did what had happened the other times I'd mentioned my concerns to adults, so I didn't bother answering. Very well. She rose briskly. Let's go. Your father will be up soon, and we'd best be back for breakfast by then, so he can ship me straight back to French Guiana. Redgrave's was next door, but we had to cross our lawn and the lane and then go down the street to reach the front of the great house, where the police carriage was parked. The constable with the coach tipped his helmet to us as he patted the horse's neck, but I didn't recognise him. Otherwise, Redgrave's was eerily quiet. "Where's the cat?" I hissed, and Miss Judson shushed me. Straightening her smart little hat, she marched up the massive stone front steps and rang the bell, which clanged through the quiet morning, disturbing a roost of pigeons in the portico. When no one answered the door, I wandered away, looking for Peony or any other evidence of last night's occurrences. A brick footpath flanked by bare earth twined through the flowers. Firmly impressed into the dirt were footprints leading around to the back of the house. "Where are you going? Myrtle!" The trail disappeared when the path turned into a well-manicured lawn, but I saw muddy scuffs on the brick terrace surrounding the conservatory. Footnote: a fancy name for a sort of sun porch. End of footnote. The conservatory roof was Miss Woodhouse's balcony, which I could see from the schoolroom windows. I studied the scuffs, trying to determine what might have gone on here. "Myrtle, wait for me!" Miss Judson hastened to my side, careful not to disturb the mud, or maybe just not step in it. "Oh, well done. Footprints." "Those are Mr. Ham's." I pointed to the larger footprints, showing the horseshoe-shaped mark from the gardener's metal heel plates. But the other set... "And those are Peony's." Her voice was triumphant. "Those are squirrel prints." I eyed her sidelong. "You're supposed to be teaching me biology." I got caught up in the moment.